Hi, my name is Geeta and I am the Pottymouth Guru. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Cue music.
Potty, she talking naughty. Here to help your trouble, she don't judge nobody. Even if you're not at your top and it's a lie, she try to make you see a different train of thought.
Hi guys, my mission is to help you learn how to unfuck yourself, release the shit that no longer serves you, and become the architect of your own life so that you can, in fact, live your very best life. If you like what you're gonna see in this video, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell thingy because I'm gonna be putting out about a video a week that's gonna be teaching all sorts of shit. And you shouldn't miss it because it's gonna be like really good. So what's today's topic? Today's topic is self-care. So self-care is really important, and we have heard a load about it in the last year and a half because we've needed it. It's been a crazy time in this world. Nobody knows what the is going on. Nobody knows what the they're doing, especially governments. So this is going to be your comprehensive guide to self-care. This video is going to be looking at what self-care is, what it isn't, what the myths are, what prevents us from engaging in self-care. There's going to be 7 pillars of self-care explained, like all the different types essentially, a whole bunch of different examples. And stay tuned until the end of this video, so keep watching because somewhere around the end I'm going to tell you some of my favorite self-tip hacks to make it easier, hackier. I don't fucking know. It's good, so keep watching, okay? Self-care, what the fuck is it really? So the Oxford Dictionary says, self-care, the practice of taking action or to preserve or improve one's health, or the practice of taking an active role in protecting one's own well-being and happiness, in particular during periods of stress. So the PMG definition is, in other words, take care of yourself or you're fucked. It's about prioritizing your nourishment so that you don't have a breakdown and suffer as a result, and so that you don't bleed your shit and emotionally projectile vomit your stress and overwhelm all over everyone around you. Self-care, and why do we need it? I feel like this is pretty redundant to explain, but I think that there's a lot of people out there that struggle with making it something that's important or valid for them, and so I'm going to give you a whole list of reasons that I think that it's really fucking important to have self-care in our lives. And the list goes something like this. It is to maintain sanity. It is a form of self-preservation. It brings down our overwhelm. And let's face it, motherfuckers, it is an overwhelming time right now. Manage our anxiety levels. It helps us feel more rested and competent. We can do life so much for better if our well is full rather than fucking empty. It is a reminder of our worth. It's a way inside that connects us to our thoughts, our feelings, our needs, our wants, our patterns, and that allows us to become more self-aware. This awareness leads us to the beginnings of shifting and growth that will help us evolve as human beings and not stay stuck all the time. This leads to deeper authenticity, ultimately. So this is what we're striving for in life, to become more self-actualized. So if we take the fuck care of ourselves, these things will be a lot easier to achieve. Here's one that's gonna fucking hit right here. It's a way to give ourselves those things that we never got as children. For reals. Self-care helps us move from simply just existing to actually fucking living. Like, do we really want to stay in fight or flight all the fucking time? And you know what? Ultimately, this is what it's gonna fucking take for us to actually be there for the people that matter to us. So whether that's our kids, our partner, our friends, our family, our parents, our fucking dogs and cats, like, we can't give from an empty well. So this is a way to like ensure, if you're a giver like me, I get it, you need to sort out your own shit before you can fucking look after anybody else. Facts. What prevents us from self-care? 3 myths. So there's 3 main reasons why people don't engage in self-care. Actually, there's a whole bunch of different reasons why people don't, but there's 3 main ones that I've found across the board with my family, friends, and my clients. So number 1, money. So The self-care industry is like a multi-quadrillion dollar industry that is fucking insane and making it seem like you have to do a whole bunch of expensive shit or buy some random shit that you don't need to actually take care of yourself. And so people get intimidated and they're like, I can't afford that shit. I can't go on a fucking vacation. I can't do that shit. So stay tuned because I'm about to tell you some free shit. There's so much self-care out there that takes $0. Fucking $0. Stay tuned. Reason number 2. So let's talk about the 581 minutes a day that Canadians spend on media overall. And I'm talking about media as in your phone, social media, TV, Netflix, the whole gamut. That's almost 10 fucking hours. So shut the fuck up. There is time for self-care. By the way, that statistic comes from Statista.com. Reason number 3, it's selfish. It's not fucking selfish. It is not selfish to take a few minutes out of the day to take care of ourselves, to mind our mental health, to mind our body, to do something for ourselves so that we survive. This is like fucking, self-care is like water or food or air. We cannot survive without it. Survival is not selfish. So what is real self-care? Well, in order to figure that out, first we need to see what self-care fucking isn't. Because it isn't a lot of things that people are doing that they're like, oh my God, it's self-care. It's fucking not. So like I was saying earlier, self-care is a multi-quadrillion dollar business that is promoting weird-ass fucking products and expensive like girls vacations and weird spa treatments. Like I just went to the spa and like I was doing self-care and they like did this thing where they injected the blood of like 30 virgins into my eyeballs. And now I totally feel like I can do like all of my overwhelm is gone. Like fuck COVID, I'm totally good now. Not a thing, guys. Like if you can afford to go to the spa and you can throw that on your list by all means, but that is not what self-care means. Self-care is not 17 hours of Netflix a day. It's not. Self-care is not eating an entire bag of Oreos. Mm-mm. They're good, but mm-mm. Self-care is not retail therapy without taking into consideration our budget. And just going on a fucking shopping spree and buying a whole bunch of fucking Sephora everything and Winners and Lush and all the things that I like. It's not that. So self-care isn't about doing all the things that give us temporary dopamine hits that don't actually make a difference to our health. For example, shopping, gambling, video games, any of that kind of stuff. And it's not to say that you can't do that stuff. You can. It just has to be done within reason and not in a way that's going to eat up your life, because that's not self-care. That's getting into crutching and addiction. And if that's your only go-to for self-care, then that's something to look at managing with self-care. Self-care is not about pushing ourselves way beyond our limits, all in the name of appearance. Self-care is not about going out all the time and getting shit-faced and like partying with your friends. It's so fun. You just need to release. Like within reason, guys. Like if it's at the expense of other important shit to you, that is not self-care. That is of a detriment. So what is self-care after that whole list of shit that it's not? Now I want an Oreo. Anyway, so what is self-care? Self-care is not self-indulgence, it is discipline. It's not just about doing what feels good, it's about doing what is right for us, and it is very deeply personal. Okay, now we're gonna get into the 7 pillars of self-care. So the 7 pillars are physical self-care, emotional self-care, spiritual self-care, social self-care, personal self-care, financial self-care, and work self-care. So much self-care. So I've broken it down like this for you to help you understand which kinds of self-care goes into what kind of category, to help you organize what you need to put into your schedule, put into your day. Okay, so we are going to start with physical self-care. So the number one most important thing, and really especially right now during this fucked up global pandemic, I have to say that one of the most important things, to me it is the most important thing, is sleep. sleep is the #1 priority. Like something I tell clients if they're going through a crisis and they don't know what the fuck to do, and this is for anyone, this is for myself too. If things are fucked in your universe, keep it really fucking simple. Sleep, eat, drink water, nourish yourself, like those things. Make your bed, keep it really simple until you have the capacity to do a little bit more. But sleep is at the top of every fucking list. It helps boost our immunity. It allows us to rest. Like, I don't even have to fucking tell you. There's like 900 reasons, especially if you have mental health issues and anxiety, depression, ADHD. It's a great manager for. Please, guys, and you got to figure out what's right for you. Like, I think across the board, it's got to be over 6 hours. 7 to 9 hours is that sweet spot. You just have to figure out what's right for you. Water intake, hydration, guys, it's kind of everything. So it improves our physical performance. It aids our kidneys in the removal of toxic fucking shit from our bodies. It prevents headaches because dehydration causes headaches. It improves our moods. Please drink some water. And to make it easy, there's a little hack for you is carry a water bottle around with you. Like, I have a 1 liter bottle of water and I just like take it everywhere I go. And I always have water on me. And if you're weird with water, you can throw some lemon in there, throw some mint in there. You can make like an herbal tea or something, cool it down, put some stevia in it, and carry it around with you and drink all day. Just sip on that shit. You're gonna thank me later. Good, nourishing food. Oh my God. This is like, think of it as gasoline in your car. Your car can't fucking move without gas. Like, you need to eat. A really nice thing that you can do for yourself is make your favorite nourishing meal. It's not just about comfort food. It's about it having nourishment and nutrients in it. The other thing to think about when it comes to food is cut out shit that's bad for you, guy. Cut out or limit, because within, like, you got to figure out what your boundaries with yourself are. So cut out or limit booze and sugars, especially processed white cane sugar. Cut out any kind of processed food, excessive caffeine. Like, have a cup in the morning, maybe have a cup in the afternoon, but try to just stick to 1 cup or every other day, or have a fucking green tea because that's got caffeine in it and it's really fucking good for you. And here's a little tip, guys. And I know that people's financial situations are different and we have to be able to accommodate with our budgets for sure. Just try as hard as you can not to chintz out on food. If you're gonna chintz on anything, don't chintz on food. This is what keeps us alive. This is what keeps us healthy. This is what keeps disease away. Don't chintz on motherfucking food. Exercise, guys. Okay, we need to get up and move, and there's so many options. You can do a workout, you can lift weights, you can go for a jog outside if you're allowed outside. You can jump on a rebounder. That is my favorite type of workout. It is the most joy-inducing thing ever. There's tons of workouts online. There's yoga. There's couples workouts and couples yoga. You can like use your baby to like lift and shit like that. That's really fun. You do with your dog, like do some physical activity, like throw in 10 minutes a day. Build this habit in. It releases endorphins and it helps with the mental health so much. And with ADHD, another amazing way to manage our brain symptoms. So here's one that's not often talked about, but I recently heard this in a video and I thought it was fucking brilliant. Comfortable clothes. Like, I don't wear pants that have a tight elastic. I just don't. Don't constrain your body with shitty fucking synthetic fabric. Stick to like cottons. No tight shit. Just like, it's nice. Here's something. Make that doctor's appointment. Get to the dentist. Call your acupuncturist, massage, chiro, whatever. Make those appointments because I know that there's people out there that avoid fucking doctors like the goddamn plague. Oh, wait. There is a plague. Don't avoid the doctor. If you know that you've got an issue that you gotta look at, fucking go, man. This is adulting. Make that appointment. Take the supplements or the food equivalent of whatever your body might be missing. Take your meds if that helps regulate your existence on this earth. Pillar number 2, emotional self-care. Oh my God, I have so much the fuck to say about this. Being that I'm a therapist, this is place of huge importance because our emotional health speaks about our physical health, speaks about every zone. So this is like the ground zero of everything is emotional self-care. Stress management, probably one of the biggest topics on the face of this planet. One thing I want to mention, because of the times that we are living in, minimize your time reading the news or listening to the news, okay? It's gross, it's depressing. Definitely don't listen to that shit or reading that shit before you go to bed, because that is the last thing that you're putting into your fucking head before you go to bed. That rhymed. Don't do it. So therapy. I'm a huge believer of therapy in terms of my own experiences, so it's not just because I'm a therapist, but the reason I became a therapist is because therapy saved my fucking life, okay? I come from a lot of trauma, and I was a train wreck for most of my life, and what got me out of it was therapy and learning coping skill sets so that I wasn't doing shit that was awful for me, like drinking too much or, you know, being addicted to drama, or just like I was like a fucking waste case. And without those skill sets, I'd be fucked. And I have seen what it's done for me and for people close to me, for my clients. So get to therapy. Now, if you can't afford it, I do understand, because not all therapy is covered by insurance. Not all people have insurance. So something to let you know about is that there's a lot of programs out there that when folks are in their final moments of therapy, they are doing clinical hours, they are doing case studies. So you could potentially be a case study for graduating therapists. And I promise you, they 100% know what they're doing. They are being supervised. So call around to the schools in your area and find out if you can be a case study. And there's nothing wrong with asking therapists if they have a sliding scale or like a COVID rate or something like that, because I know a lot of people are functioning that way. So it is available to you. You can find out about different things that you can practice, and the key is to practice them, not just read them and be like, wow, that's like a really good idea. We have to practice these things. It's like any skill set. It's like learning how to ride a bike or how to swim or math or anything. Emotional skill sets are ones that we need to learn. So please take the time and practice and hone in and invest in yourself in that way. Another thing in emotional self-care is to deal with your fucking feelings. Don't avoid it. Don't suppress it. Don't push it the fuck in. Deal with it. Talk about it with your therapist, with your friends, with your family. Just don't keep it in, because it's gonna fucking corrode at your goddamn soul and make you crazy and make you explode, and it's detrimental to your physical health. Another thing you can do is journal. Like, guys, I'm gonna talk about journaling a lot. All my clients who are listening to this are laughing, because every session I have with every client, I'm like, so journal. When we write things down, and not type, because we're using a different part of our brains when we're writing, it allows for us to process information in a completely different way than thinking about something or speaking about something. And it brings us so much insight into ourselves and to help us figure out what the fuck is going on and what we need to do about it. So guys, journal. Journal your feelings, journal your questions, journal all of things, all of them. Next one, which is probably the most important one, it's the one that I'm working on like a motherfucker myself, is kill the ants. Fucking just kill them. What are ants? Ants are automatic negative thoughts, and this acronym was coined by the brilliant Dr. Daniel Amen. He is an amazing dude, an amazing twice board certified doctor and psychiatrist. Please feel free to Google his shit, YouTube his shit. He is an amazing expert on the brain. So we come from an old-fashioned way of thinking that I can't control how I feel, and I like can't control the thoughts that come into my head. I'm just it's like that. Incorrect. We actually have full control. We just have not learned the skill set of how to do this. And there are ways. Killing the ants, automatic negative thoughts. So it's like our inner critic, our inner judge, inner perfectionist, fucking chirping and being like, oh, not good enough. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, why did you do that? And it's all of those chirping voices that keep us down, that sabotage our shit. This is the number one thing that we need to focus on to break free from our past, our history, our trauma, and all of our shit. I promise you that is going to be a video or 5. So there is a lot more coming about that. Self-compassion, guys. Don't be so hard on yourselves. We are all doing the best that we can with the knowledge that we have. And it's not just about what we intellectually know to be the truth. If we don't have that experience, if it doesn't live in our bodies, we cannot do any different. I promise you that if you feel that you're struggling with something, even though you technically intellectually know better, things aren't playing out the way you think that they should, you're still doing the best that you can, and so is everybody around you. So find self-compassion for yourself, and that will automatically help you find compassion for other people, because that's what the fuck we need. You deserve it. Another very, very important thing is to accept the things that you cannot change. And my friends, that's fucking almost everything. We can't change the weather, we can't change politics, we can't change the pandemic, we can't change people's thoughts or behaviors or what they do. We can't change any of that shit. But you know what we can do, my friends? We can control ourselves. We can't control anything over there, but we can control everything in here. So getting the focus off of like that thing that's driving you fucking insane, focus on what you can control, which is yourself. How are you reacting to things, responding to things? What is your perception on shit? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Those are things that you can control. Those are things that you can change, and zero in on that shit. And don't worry about that shit, because you know what? At the end of the day, not my circus, not my motherfucking monkeys. Another thing that is so important, and I know that this is so hard for parents, and I've like all of my closest friends have kids, and so we've had this conversation so many times, time alone. So, being a single parent, I can't even imagine. Maybe you're gonna take that time when your kid's sleeping. Maybe that's your time. Maybe you pass your kid off to your spouse, and that's when you're fucking taking the time. 10 minutes, 5 minutes of just breathing, of doing whatever, of coloring, getting that time to yourself. Super, super, super important. And lastly, unplug from your devices. Fucking put down your phone, man. It's a thing, it's an addiction, it's a legitimate addiction. I am totally obsessed with my phone too, I understand. But something that I've started to do is lessen my time on the phone, lessen my time on social media, lessen my time with screens, and I cannot tell you the difference that it's making. And it's not just making a difference to like my mental health or my productivity or anything like that, but I just feel better about myself. I feel more connected to myself. I feel more connected to my husband. And that is all thanks to putting the fucking phone away. Hi guys. I have to interrupt this regularly scheduled programming to admit something to you. I made this video way too fucking long. It's like I was writing a dissertation on self-care. So I've decided to do the right thing and not bore your fucking face off and make it into 2 parts. So stay tuned to next week for part 2 of self-care. All the things you need to know. Okay? Bye.